Bet you didn't know there's a place where Kentucky football and basketball fans unite. Welcome to Big Blue Breakdown. Whether you bleed blue or just love a good game, we've got the latest stories, hottest takes, and a whole lot of hometown pride. Hit play and join the conversation. This is your home for all things Kentucky sports.
Hello, everybody. We wanted to take a break in this episode to tell you about our friends over at Dubby Energy. Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like any other energy drink. Some facts about Dubby. Number one, it's zero sugar, artificial colors, or dyes, or hidden ingredients. It is also gluten free. Number two, all flavors are unique and custom made by Dubby. You'll never taste anything like a Dubby drink. Number three, the drinks are $1 or less, guys. That is cheaper than Starbucks or any canned drink. Lastly, it is made in the U.S. It is close to home. Guys, if you guys are looking forward to going to a Kentucky football game or Kentucky basketball game and you need some energy, get Dubby. Dubby is the perfect thing for you working out and you need some energy. You need Dubby. You need Dubby throughout the day. It is for you. Use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off every single order. Guys, it not only just helps you guys be able to have a clean energy drink that you can use all the time with the tubs that they give you. It helps me and it helps the channel keep growing with you guys. If you guys do that, it helps us post more content and helps them, guys. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. But thank you guys so much for your time here. Please go check out Dubby. Check out their website. And when you are about to purchase something, use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off your order. Welcome in, everybody, to episode 74 here on the Big Blue Breakdown. We are joined by a very special guest who has been on the show weekly now. So excited to have Kentucky Football Nation back on here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this one. We hit 81 subscribers now. I appreciate you guys for that help. Check us out on Spotify as well. Follow us there, and then follow us on social media. Tom, thank you so much for joining us again here
Oh, no
and
problem, man. Let's do it.
breaking down, which is a pivotal game here for the Cats.
Yes, Georgia. Yeah, they don't lose two in a row very often.
No.
Since Kirby Smart's first year in 2016. So,
Yeah.
hey, they're due. They're due to lose three in a row. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. So before we jump into all these stats and stuff, there's something that this year specifically going around college football has caught my attention, and it is when teams like this, teams like Georgia, teams like Alabama, they come out of a big game, win or lose, there's usually a drop off in that next game. I don't know what it is, but it just seems to be a trend going on. We've seen it with Clemson and LSU, where LSU didn't have a good game next game, and then Clemson, obviously, they're playing like Troy and was down at halftime. So we've seen this around college football. So I think that's actually really something to look at, and a stat that might help us as well. We'll get into is just slow and fast starts, the difference between these two teams. But what are your thoughts on them coming off this big game? Do you think it? Because I know Kirby Smart, like this dude's most of the time he's gonna have his team ready. But what are your thoughts on them coming off such an emotional loss and I guess a physical loss where they poured so much into it?
Well, the one thing they're worried about, Kirby Smart, and I communicate with one of their podcasts, Randy from Those Effing Dogs
Yep.
podcast. They're worried about the early start. It's 11 a.m. For Athens. So they're worried about getting up early, the early start. Most time on these early games, it's a slow start. Well, a slow start will help us. We would
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
to slow it down to a snail. So that's perfect. So maybe we can at halftime we can be in this game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that the early start. Yeah, they're worried about that. Now look, they got 4 or 5. They got 5 running backs. They were talking about that. They got 2 power guys, 2 fast guys. So they're just going to keep rotating it. They're going to run the ball too. This is going to be like last year. They're going to run the ball, and we're going to run the ball. And then Gunnar Stockton is going to throw when he needs to, and then Of course, our quarterback's going to throw whenever he needs to.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, look for it to be we just need to do what we do and stay in there and don't turn the ball over.
Yeah. Um, a a thing that keeps occurring year in and year out, whether Kentucky is really bad, I mean, like we were last year, and Georgia is really good, it doesn't usually matter. Kentucky usually is in this football game for most of the game, except for maybe 2023 when we went in there and we got beat pretty badly. But you even go back to the Lynn Bowden year where it was like a game in the fourth quarter and they just ended up, I think they ended up winning by 2 touchdowns. Like they scored 2 touchdowns and then that was game. But continuously, I think the reason that it's always a close matchup is because these two teams run how they run their offense is very, very similar in how they want to slow down the game. They want to run the football. They want to just control the clock and chew it out and be very, very physical up front. I think it becomes where it's just who can out physical another, and I think that usually happens year in and year out, and that's why it's usually a close game. What are your thoughts on just like why it's always a
Yeah,
close game? And that's a
we
good thing
have
for the Kentucky.
it is. We haven't beaten them since 2007, and that's okay. But yeah, they play the same way. We're going to hit them in the mouth, and they're going to hit us in the mouth. So we play a similar style that Kirby Smart plays. So yeah, Mark Stoops, our team is geared to line up and hit them in the mouth. Look, they don't like playing us. He'll tell you he
Oh
doesn't
no,
like playing us
no,
because he gets people banged up after that game, and then I don't know who they play next, but. I'm sure he's glad he didn't get us in their pod. But yeah, they're not a finesse team, and we're not a finesse team. Okay, if we were playing Tennessee, it'd be different. They're more of a spread, and Georgia's not going to spread it out 4 wide and try to do anything fancy. They're going to do what we do, just beat you with basics, basic blocking schemes, basic run schemes, basic. It's not anything that's complicated. They
yeah,
just do what they do very well, and you're going to have to stop them. So yes, physical. Yes, they know what we're going to do. I just hope we don't dumb down the offense so much that we don't let Cutter Bowley try and win this game.
yeah, yeah. I would agree. To now, let's go ahead and jump into some overall statistics here for just this game. Kentucky ranks 97th at a total offense. Georgia 38th, 5.28 yards per play. Kentucky 6.05 for Georgia. Points per game, Kentucky is sitting at 27 right now, and Georgia's sitting at 35.4 total defense. 103 for the Cats. I think that's a tad bit skewed. And then
It is
48th,
very skewed.
yeah, 48th for Georgia. Turnovers gain ranked Kentucky 94th, Georgia 110th, and the opponent points per game, which is actually really close here. 26 Kentucky, 24 Georgia. So what kind of jumps off the table here for you, like looking at the overall stats here?
The last one will tell you that the game's probably going to be closer than the point spread.
Yeah,
Uh,
as you see,
Points per
20 and a
game.
half.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we see we can win a game 28, 20, maybe 24, 21, 28, 27, something. As long as you don't see a three in front of we can win. When we get a three in front of our opponents, we're going to have problems. And but no, the total defense is skewed because Eastern Michigan we played all our backups and we were trying to get people work, and we saw that those people did not play in the South Carolina game. That did not play well. Kevis Thomas didn't see the field, and so the neither did that freshman that came in. Yeah, I don't think that he saw the field either. So no, that's kind of skewed. Uh, and then of course turnovers. Yeah, so
Yeah,
Notre Dame's ranked 96. Okay, Tennessee's ranked 78. If you want to start looking at the stats, I mean, like I said, they go to Auburn offensive. See how bad Auburn and Florida are, how much worse they are on offense than we are. So yeah, the stats don't always tell the story, but no, the points that they allow, that means it's going to be a low scoring game. So we need to get it to that last line right there,
yeah,
and just it needs to be like that right there.
I would agree. I do believe that Vegas is simply just looking at the stats and then looking how we played last game and things, and that's what goes into their spread a lot. 20 and a half is a lot, especially for two teams that always end up playing a very, very close game. I mean, if you're looking at it historically, and we've seen historically things seem to um, keep going how they have been, like with us losing to Tennessee almost every year because we just can't seem to beat them, whether we're better
Georgia
than
can't
them
beat
or not.
Alabama.
Yeah,
Tennessee can't beat
yeah.
Georgia. Yeah, there's always that
I talked about that
one team. That's our team.
I talked about that last episode. Georgia didn't have a Nick Saban problem. They have an Alabama problem.
Correct. We have a Tennessee problem. We
Yeah,
see orange and we can't, we can't do it. I don't know what it is. It's just always there's every team has a team that they are their Achilles heel, and Tennessee just happens to be ours, and we just happen to get them in our pod. So there you go. So we get to face them every year, and so yeah.
that's definitely the best team in our pod, though, for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. Some people Tennessee got Vanderbilt and us, and unbelievable how you get two crappy teams. I don't know how they did that, but they've got it made for the next 3 years. But no, it's going to be fun. Let's see what we can do to on Saturday. Let's
Yeah,
see. I want to see how Cutter Bowley plays.
yeah,
Take command of the offense. I want to see a look. I want to see body language. I want to see enthusiasm, and I want to see him get pissed off.
yeah.
When you get your ass kicked like that, you either swim, sink or swim, as they say in the old days. Yeah, you either get in there and fight and go and fight through it, or you just give up. And I don't want to see the kid give up.
Right. And it's gonna be a game where we're gonna try to rely on the running game, and I think it's gonna work for a certain amount of time, and I'll get into why. But
It'll
uh,
work for a while, but it's not going to work the whole game. And
exactly,
they
they're gonna
know that.
figure
We
out how
know
to
that.
stop it.
Oh, there. Yeah, we look. He's going to have to make some throws. He's going to have to not throw bad balls and throw and get sacked. And look, dude, hit your check down. He's going to have to play better. Or don't hit the 20 and a half.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't
um,
hit that. So
yeah. I think it again. I just think it's. I'm not trying to be just too. I don't want to be too. I don't want to say too optimistic. I don't want to get
I
ahead of
need to be,
myself. Huh?
I need to be, just be honest. That's a look. It's probably going to be a close game if you look at the number. I mean, if you
Yeah,
look at the from last year, look, we put 170 on them rushing last year. We
yeah.
had a worse team than and they had a better team. You could argue they had a better team. We had a worse team. We still ran on them.
I do
Now
think
our
that their
quarterback,
defense is worse than last year.
yeah, yeah. And now their running game's a little better, but their
Yeah,
defense is a little worse. Our quarterback was playing a little better at this time. He was playing. He was starting to go down after this game, but he was going up. Brock Vandergriff when he
yeah.
hit Georgia, and then all of a sudden he started going. Now we got Bowley going down. We need
Should have won that
Bowley
game.
to go up. Yeah, I mean we obviously should not have punted the ball to them with 4 minutes left, but we did, and I still don't know why you do something like that. Yeah, we need to just on the road. I don't care where Texas. If we have a chance to beat somebody, and he went for it on fourth down
Against Ole
early,
Miss.
and he did it in at South Carolina,
Yeah,
and he didn't get it. It was at like midfield, and then they drove to the 30, but we sacked them about 15 yards back, and they ended up punting the ball.
yeah,
So our defense is playing well. They're playing tough.
yeah. They are.
This is a linebacker. This is a linebacker game. This is a Rayner game. This is a Fari Jr. game. This is a Steven Souls, Sam Green. They're going to get through our first 3 or 4 linemen with their run game. The linebackers and our strong safety, they got to tackle. Are these guys? They can throw 4 running backs at you, just one right after the other, and one's bigger than the other, one's faster than the other.
Yeah,
So yeah, they're make no mistake about it. They want to beat us at our own game. They don't want to start throwing the ball down. Why would they do that? They're
right.
going to
Yeah,
play their style. And so maybe, like you said, with an early start, that helps us. If this was a night game and they had to 7 o'clock to wait for us, like South Carolina did,
at
and
night.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's no lights on, he should be able. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but the lights won't be on. And look, the kids had another week of practice, Bowley. So look, he has to play better and he has to take command. It's his team. You're the quarterback. You're the leader. If
yeah,
you look scared, everybody else is going to see it. So
yeah. As like I was about to say, like just weird, like some things that like Kentucky fans should be like that. Like I kind of like that where the trend of a big game happening and a team that played in that game usually they don't play as well the next week, and also Kentucky just I don't know why I don't know why they just always seem to play Georgia very, very well. I guess it's because of schemes, and
Yeah.
just the way the two teams play, where it makes it a close game. I mean that always is there, and then um, this team is, I mean, they're beatable. Bama just broke the streak since 2016, 2017, since South Carolina beat them on the road. So some things like that really are positive things here. And then, I mean, even more positive things. I'm not predicting a win here. I don't think that's realistic, but
You want to see us play well. I
yeah,
want to see us improve.
yeah, I
I
want to
want to see
see
the
this offense
quarterback
improve for
improve.
sure. Yeah.
Right. We don't have any problem running the ball.
No.
Seth McGowan leads the SEC with 7 touchdowns.
Yeah.
We know we can run the ball on anybody, but you got to pass the ball when you get down by 18 points. And yeah, yes, we have to be able. And I'm just afraid by listening to Bush Hamden saying he's going to. He said that this week he's going to try to make it more simple. I don't know how much more simple you can make it than a slant route to Kendrick Law that you throw out in front of him, and then you overthrow Macklin on a go route. I mean, this is
Touchdown.
I mean, it's basic. I don't know how you can make it more basic. Either you make the throw or you don't. It
Yeah.
comes down to, hey, kid, you either stand in there and make the throw and don't worry about getting hit, but definitely don't hold on to the. I don't want to see him holding on to the ball. I don't think we'll see that. They talked about getting the ball out quicker. Now, you just told Georgia that you're going to throw quick passes. So what are they going to do? Their defensive backs are going to come right up and play press coverage because now I know you're not. I'm not worried about you running a long route, so I'm just going to get right up in your face. And
Right.
all I got to do is body you up for about 3 or 4 seconds. That kid's not going to be able to hit you. So yeah, our receivers have to get open,
Yeah.
and we have to find a way. They run jet sweeps too, by the way. They
Oh
were
yeah.
talking about that.
Oh yeah.
Kirby, sorry, yeah, yeah. So we run some of the same plays, but no. Cutter Bowley has to have a good game for us to be in this game. I don't expect us to win the game, but I want to see him play better so we can go into a bye week, and then now we start playing the Floridas and the Auburns, who are worse in offense than we are. Yeah, I mean, awful. And then we play the Louisvilles and the Vanderbilts, and yeah, now we can get to 6 wins and get to a bowl.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have to. It starts now. It starts this week. After what happened last week, that can't happen again.
And this is at the point where it actually kind of lines up just like last year when we just get our butt kicked by South Carolina, have a game against Georgia, and we kind of surprised Georgia. But after kind of it was last year after the Vanderbilt loss because we ended up playing Georgia till the end of the game. Probably should have won that game. And then we beat Ole Miss on the road. Obviously, that feels like the season has been flipped. Like, we're going to be okay. The season has been flipped. Some early season woes. And then play Vanderbilt at home, and we drop it. And it felt like the team from there just quit. We just completely quit. And I think a big thing this year going into it was we're going to go out and we're going to get these guys that aren't going to quit no matter what. And we're going to have a chance at the end of this season. And we're going to win football games in October, November. So I think that's going to be really, really interesting to see and how they bounce back after a bad loss like that to South Carolina. And again, really, really interesting to see just how just schematically, like, it's always a close game. And I want to now talk about my, like, I don't know if you agree with these, but we can see my 3 biggest stats for this game. And this isn't just specifically talking about Kentucky. This is talking about both teams. But if you look at it here, 3 biggest stats for this game. I have time of possession. Kentucky ranks 56th. So the lower ranking you have in time of possession means the longer you like to have the football. It's not a bad ranking. It's just the more time. Right. 30 minutes. Kentucky likes to hold on to it. And the higher it is. I mean, yeah, the rating is the more you like to hold on to it. And Georgia is just like us, ranking at now 20th, like to hold on to the ball for 32 minutes. So I have time of possession, rushing yards, and I'll specifically get into first quarter. But what are your thoughts?
What's our rushing average there? Is that the second line? Rushing. Our rushing average is 188. Is that what?
Yes, our rushing average is 188, and we give up 147.
Okay, well that's good, but keep in mind we only ran for the first quarter and a half at South Carolina.
Yeah.
Then we had to abandon the run pretty much. If it would have been a run game like it should have turned out, that number would probably be over 200. So that's where we need to be. To beat Georgia, if we're going to beat Georgia, we got to get 200. If you don't see 190s over 188, if we get below that number, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we could be even higher because we had to abandon the rush after a quarter and a half. Really, no. Like you said, it's close. All the stats show that we play a similar style. That's what those stats are showing.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that we are similar in what we do.
Yeah. Um, Going back to it here, I want to talk about now the first quarter specifically. And I know that kind of sounds weird. Okay. Right now, Georgia ranks 39th in points in the first quarter. They averaged around 7 points in the first quarter. I talked about this last episode where I kind of did a in enemy territory type of video where we broke down Georgia's last
I
game.
lost you. I lost you.
Where we broke.
Oh, there you are. Oh, you came back.
Can you hear me? Hear me good?
Yeah, now I can. Yeah,
Okay,
okay. I lost
okay,
you for a second. I see what you're saying.
okay. Where I broke down Georgia versus Alabama. Okay, and what happened in that game, and what also happened. I want to talk about what also happened in the Georgia versus Tennessee game. Alabama and Tennessee
Jumped
got
on.
up like 14 points. Both of them actually did. In one, Georgia was able to come back and get the victory, but last game, Alabama was able to control the time of possession, control the clock, and ended up pulling it out. So fast starts have been a problem for Georgia. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you mean slow starts for them and fast starts for the opponent.
Excuse me. Yeah. Fast starts for the
Yeah,
other
okay.
team. Yeah.
I'll take it. Yeah, we need to do that. Yeah, let's let's get a fast start then. I mean, let's jump on them and
Yeah.
get as many points as we can, and maybe we can stop them. Did you watch any of the Alabama game at all? Did you watch the highlights
Yeah, I
at
did.
all?
Yeah.
Okay, at the fourth quarter, they executed the third down play flawlessly, a misdirection play where everybody was going left and the quarterback flipped around right, and there's a tight end standing on the short side of the field wide open. They hit him for the first down marker and the clock. They couldn't stop it after that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, the key for us is to execute all of our plays. Do not overthrow the slant. Do not miss a check down. We have to play flawless with whatever we're doing. We're not going to don't expect us to. I mean, we're going to take it's going to be some third down and longs, but we have got to play. Don't turn the ball over and don't play scared. Just let's go. I
Yeah.
hope Bush Hampton is bluffing, and I hope that he throws. But we're going to have to throw some long passes.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, but I hate that our media is trying to talk him out of it. And then we had a guy that used to play quarterback here back in the '90s say that Cutter Bullies should be throwing some dink and dunk passes, and I'm like, no, he should not be throwing dink and dunk. He should hit his check down or whatever he's supposed to hit. So I'm not for dinking and dunking unless it's Kendrick Law,
Because we
and
can
then
just do
I'm
that in the
part
run
time.
game.
Yeah, exactly. A short pass or a 4 yard pass or a 4 yard run. What's the difference? There's not much difference.
Right.
Except it's easier to get if you block correctly. There's a lot more that has to go right with a pass than there does with just turn around and give it to them.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see us line up in the Wildcat one of these days. I like to see.
Yeah. With Seth, yeah.
I don't think we practice it from what I'm understanding.
We have Eddie Gran. We have Eddie Gran on staff. Maybe he can
Yeah,
implement
I
it.
know. I can go down there and one day and go listen. I don't know, man. Right now, just run our stuff. And Seth McGowan and Dowdell and Patterson's probably gonna have to play too. Just just do our thing. Just we're gonna we don't have to run the ball every. We can't run the ball every first down. Okay, we're gonna have to throw some on first down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if we have to keep a tight end to block, like we're going to keep Boyer in to block, but if we can't get a tight end out in the pattern, then yeah, we're going to be in trouble if we can't, if we can't do that. But yeah, the first quarter is important. We do well, and they don't do well. So let's
Yeah.
keep that going. Now, since we jinxed it, we'll probably be down 10-0, and then be like, well, damn, that didn't work.
Yeah.
No, the early start's going to affect one of these teams.
Yeah.
Let's just see which one it affects.
Right.
I hope it's them. And no, they're going to be ready to play. Look, man, I can tell you right now, they're already, they had like a players only meeting, and yeah, Georgia did. Okay, well, we need to have a players only meeting, and yeah, so look, they're going to be ready to play, and we're going to be ready to play.
Yeah.
Like I said, we just need to improve. I want to see us improve. I like what we're running. but we can't fall behind and try and run all that stuff because we don't have the wide receivers to line up four wide and run down there. Yeah.
No,
So,
no. Um,
uh,
Looking back at it here, Georgia ranks 39th in points scored in the first quarter. This is not points allowed. This is points scored. They average a
that's
touchdown
great.
in the first quarter. Um,
Okay.
Kentucky almost averages 10 points. I know you may say that that's probably that's a 2 point or two to 3 point difference in the first quarter, but Kentucky ranks 14th in overall in first quarter points, and we have seen teams consistently get up early on this Georgia team and make them fight back. I think
I don't
Kentucky,
know if we, well, I mean, I don't know if we can do, I don't know how Tennessee did it by passing the ball,
right?
by just throwing some long passes. And I don't know how Alabama did it because I forgot what they did in the first quarter. I don't know if we're designed to like jump out to 21 to nothing, but I'd like to see us jump out to 10-3. Anything, I'll take anything.
Yeah,
6-3, 7-0, 10 to, yeah. I don't know. I don't think we're going to get up, 14 to nothing, but hey, maybe we will. But, like you said, stay ahead of them. Just definitely in the first half. We needed to be tied and it closed at the half.
yeah, I would agree. I want to look this up here, but just as we've seen, like we have to take a page, honestly, out of Alabama's book because obviously we want to get that early lead. And what Alabama did was they just controlled the clock for the rest of the game after they got up early. Time of possession
Yeah.
was almost like an 11-minute difference, which is a lot. 11
We
minute
beat them by
difference.
10 last year. We got them by 10 minutes last year.
Yeah. We need to do
So
that
yeah, we
this
need
year.
to do that again. Do we need to get them by 10 minutes again?
Yeah.
We got them by 70 rushing yards. Hey, we need to get them by. We need to play last year's game over again,
Yeah,
and
I
they
would
know
agree.
that. They don't want to play last year's. Look at last year, yeah, total yards. We actually outgained them 284 to 262, and so yeah, we had 23 first downs. They had 12.
Right.
That's how do you lose that game? That's why it made me so mad that we punted the ball. Yeah, you look at the stats, you go, what? Why did we punt the ball? But no, they want to do everything they can. I think they got something for us. I don't know what they got planned for us, but they're going to do something. I'm not going to say trick play, but they're going to do some things that we're not looking for.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know what we could do that they're not looking for, but Kirby Smart, I expect them to do something to get off to a fast start. So
Yeah.
we can't let them run right down. We can't let them just get 5 yards of play and just run right down there and score. And you realized last game, I don't know if we were talking about this. We won the toss, and our
I liked it.
offensive
Yep.
linemen, who were the captains, elected to keep the ball. And they said, "Hey, can we do it?" He doesn't usually do that. Look, don't listen to him this game. Give it to them first, and let's take the ball after halftime because that backfired on us. So yeah, if we win the toss, defer. I don't. Yeah, but I mean, they wanted to do it, so I guess he's like, "Hey,
I
what
mean,
the
we,
hell?
we
Just
went
take
out
the
and
ball," and it
scored, though.
worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it worked. Yeah, it's just then we were down, and then at halftime they scored before the half, and then they got the ball again. It's like, oh man. But no, yeah, we need to look. We just need to not turn the ball over and execute. Alabama executed their playbook excellent. Everybody was where they were supposed to be. We were talking on that last play when they did a misdirection and the quarterback whipped around and the tight end was where he was supposed to be. It
Yeah.
was an excellent throw and pass. He caught it. It was the first down marker. They didn't have any timeouts left. That was the end of the game. Otherwise, Georgia was going to get with a few seconds, 30 seconds back or something that they were going
Right.
to have to try and score. But no, that's what we got to do. Execute. Everybody's got to catch the ball, and Bowley's got to get the ball out. And so, yeah, this is a test for our quarterback.
Yeah.
This is a test.
Looking at it here, I am looking at each first quarter, and I'm taking out Marshall, and I'm taking out Austin P of what Georgia has played against
Yeah,
Tennessee. They gave up 21 points in the first quarter.
I thought they were dead in the water. Yeah.
21. And then in the first quarter against Alabama, they gave up 7, but I'm pretty sure at the very beginning of the second quarter, like they were already marched down the field and scored another touchdown. They scored 17 in the second quarter. So fast starts, a fast
That
start, I
tells you
think,
that,
is
that tells you
realistic.
that, they, and that tells you that they can get up off the mat and come back and kick your ass.
Yeah,
To be
they
honest
can for
with you,
sure. Yeah,
and Tennessee made the mistake of
going
once it was
fast and not
21
controlling
nothing.
the possessions.
Okay, now that's what we're talking about. If you're going to run a spread offense, okay, well then, all right, well then you're going to keep throwing the ball, and why would you do that? It's 21 nothing. Now you need to slow it down,
Right,
but they didn't. They didn't do that, and they got to a scoring match, and they ended up losing.
right. Where
So yeah,
Alabama was able to play kind of both and get up on them,
yeah,
and then was able to control the
they
clock. Yep.
yes, they played very smart. Yes, and their field goal. To be fair, George, Tennessee's field goal kicker should have made that field goal
Oh yeah.
at the end to win the game, but he did not. And so yeah, they still should have
Should
won, even
Georgia
though.
be 2-2 right now?
Well, yeah, they should be, but they're not.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So they
they
won
found a way
one.
to win.
Yeah, so they probably won one that they shouldn't have and lost one they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
They should have beat Alabama and lost to Tennessee, but it reversed itself.
Yep.
So that's how sports is. It'll reverse itself and think, well, we shouldn't have won that one, but we won this one. So like, hey, maybe we shouldn't have played well against. Maybe we should have played well against South Carolina, but we're going to play well against Georgia, and we'll flip it like they did. See
Yeah.
that? See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do that then. Okay, we wasn't supposed to. Yeah. Okay, so that's probably law of averages here. Now we're probably going to play good because
Yep.
we didn't play good last time. So you never know.
Yep. Yep. It's truly just fascinating how each and every year this game seems to be really close. And I think this year, looking at it, Georgia has some legit questions in their secondary, and maybe, just maybe, Kentucky can hopefully take control of that a little bit. But a fast start is going to be necessary for Kentucky to be in this football game. And I mean, Kentucky has to be up or tied in this football game going into the second half if they're going to have a shot. The only way I see a path to victory is if they end up getting up in the first quarter, 2 touchdowns, maybe even like 17 points, and then they would control it from there. But that's going to be really, really tough to do against such a talented Kirby Smart team.
Right. We're going to need some presents from them. They're going to have to give us some gifts.
Yeah.
So we need some turnovers. We need an interception or a fumble.
Yeah.
We need to run a kickback. We need to block a punt. Yeah, we're going to need some. If we were to even, we have to win the turnover battle. We have to be 3-0.
Yep.
Or 4-0. We can't be 1-1 or tied or 2-1. They have to give us some gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has to be Christmas for us to win. Maybe Santa will show up early and give us some gifts. And yeah, you never know. But yeah, it's going to be tough. Look, like we said, they haven't lost 2 in a row since 2016, and that was his first year, Kirby's first year, and they haven't lost at home since 2019 in an SEC game. So they're due. That's what I keep saying. Okay, well they got to lose. Law of averages. You got to lose sometime, and this would be a game. This would be a game you lose because it'd be one you weren't thinking about. We got this, and then all of a sudden you don't. So maybe the early start, maybe the turnovers, maybe you never know. Football is a weird game. Sports, but football is a very strange game. A game of inches.
Yeah.
If he throws Kendrick Law farther, if Kendrick Law doesn't get his hand on that ball, it probably doesn't get intercepted. But
Right.
Kendrick Law was able to get a hand on it and deflect it right to the guy. Okay, and then Siaj Pete doesn't fall. He falls down on the ball, but he doesn't get. Now he's 6'7". He's a big dude. So him trying to fall on the ground, he's probably not used to it. Okay, little things like that. Okay, well then maybe we would have recovered that. Maybe that wouldn't happen. So football is a game of inches. You miss a pass by an inch. You miss a handoff by an inch. So yeah, we need some gifts in this game if we were going to win it. But to stay in it, we just have to look. This is going to be a tough it out. Look, they're going to be ready to play, and so look, just stay in the game. Like I always say, it has to be a 15-round fight. It can't be a knockout. Last game they knocked us out in the second quarter.
Yep.
It can't be a knockout. We got to stay. It has to be rocky. We have to go 15 rounds. Against Apollo Creed here because we're not favored, and so we're going to have to take a bunch of punches.
Yeah.
And absorb those and give some punches back.
Yep. In SEC play so far this year, I know Kentucky's only played 2 games in the SEC so far, but the combined Kentucky on average is winning the first quarter 17-7. Kentucky
Pretty
scored
good.
7 points in the Ole Miss game in the first quarter, gave up 0. Last game they scored 10 and gave up 7, 17-7. And I actually want to see this here. I think it's really, really interesting again to see how, like, I think that's such a pivotal
You
part.
you know what they're going to do to stop that. They're going to blitz.
Yeah, yeah.
They're going to make him. They're going to make Cutter Boley win this game. They're going to make Cutter Boley in the first quarter. Now they probably know that stat, and they're like, you know what? We're not going to wait to blitz these guys. We're just going to run blitz, and we're going to make him throw the ball. We're going to make him beat us, not the running game. So at some point, Cutter Boley is going to have to come through, and the wide receivers, when he hits them in the hands, are going to have to catch it. And yeah, but no, we can run on anybody. So I'm not worried about them. If they want to blitz, that's fine. We'll just keep in 2 tight ends and 5. We'll keep 7 in, and we'll just run the one back set. So there's some advantages to the one back set, and one of them is keeping an extra blocker in.
Yep,
So
yep. Um, Kentucky again, like Georgia is a good run game this year. Kentucky has to be able to stop that. And this year, honestly, Georgia has the wideouts like in Zachariah Branch, and they can be really, really
yes,
good
they do.
that way.
Yes.
But Kentucky has to be able to rush the football. And looking at this here again in the SEC games for Georgia now, Lordy, they are 28. They would lose 28-0 combined. So Tennessee scored 21, Alabama scored
Right.
7, Georgia scored 0 in both of those quarters. So it's so interesting, so pivotal how this game starts, and because of that, time of possession after that.
Well, and one person we haven't talked about, Gunnar Stockton,
Yeah.
their quarterback.
Yep.
Maybe he'll play bad because he didn't play great. He only threw 1 touchdown in the Alabama game, so he didn't play good. He didn't play good at all.
He was only
and
13 of 20.
yeah, so yeah, okay, that's what we need him to be in this game, 13 or 20, not airing it out to somebody.
Yeah, I thought he played. I thought he actually played pretty good against Tennessee.
Yeah, they have more mismatches, way more mismatches
Oh yeah,
than we do. So
23
that's
of 31, 304, and 2 touchdowns against Tennessee.
yeah. I mean, make them throw. Then I mean, if we
Yep.
think we can cover, we don't have Waller again. I don't know how hurt he is, but
Hamstring
he's
issue,
going
I
to be
think.
out. Yeah, he may be out longer than the bye for next week. I hope not. But yeah, so move. Uh, who's our backup? They didn't put Kevis Thomas. They put
It
Nichols
was
over there.
Tyron Nichols.
Yeah, they put Nichols over there
Yep.
at Hardaway. So yeah, they got to tackle. So the tackling will be the key for both teams when you run like this. Uh, but I hope Seth McGowan hits the hole hard, and yeah, I'm not worried about that. Uh, so
Yep.
yeah, we just need to look. We are what we are. We play the way we play, and we are what we are. So we have to play our game.
Yep. I would completely agree. I appreciate you coming in, Tom, and
No problem.
breaking this game down with me. Things to like about this game. Obviously, it's Georgia. It's Kirby Smart. It's going to be tough. It's going to be on the road. But yes, there are some things to like going into this game. Tomorrow, actually, I debated making this episode, but a what if Kentucky wins episode. I know that's going to be unrealistic to some fans, but it's just a what if.
Well,
It's just a
if,
throw it out there.
if we won, it would be good to go into the bye week with a win.
Oh, yeah.
That would mean, like I said,
Get
okay,
Texas
that
at
makes
home
up for
next.
that. Yeah, but if we win, that flips the South Carolina game. It just makes up for the South Carolina game. It doesn't mean anything. It just numbers wise, we still should have beat South Carolina, and
Yep.
we would have still been 3-2. That's basically, and we beat Georgia, and we're improving. That's what mentally it means a lot more than the physical numbers and all that.
Yeah.
It'll be a mental boost that hey, look, we just beat somebody. We just beat Georgia. Yeah, that would be great. Football is a funny game, so let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And don't give up on. Look, Mark Stoops is he's hamstring. Hamstring is a bad word. Hamstrung, whatever you're going to say, due to the amount of money that we're going to spend on football. It's not as much as the Georgias and Alabamas, and you can't expect anybody to come in here and win. Over the years, it has not happened. I can tell you, I'm almost 60. It has not happened. No one's come in here and won in football consistently because we are a basketball school, and as long as we keep basketball the priority, he's just going to have to do the best. We're going to have to play with the way we play right now. The only other thing we could do, and we talked about this before he came on, is to run the air raid spread offense, which we tried that before, and we got our ass kicked after about 4 years because we couldn't run the ball. And you got to be able to, if you have to pick between the pass and the run, you're going to take the run because it runs the clock and gives you more of a chance to win. But you got to be ahead. Whereas if you're running the air raid, okay, you're getting a lot of possessions. You might can catch up. But yeah, there's advantages to both. But
Yeah.
I'll take the way we're playing now over playing the way Toledo plays in the air raid and us playing out of shotgun the whole game.
Right.
That will not work. That you're not going to beat Ole Miss, Tennessee, other teams by trying to beat them at their own game. We need to win our way, not their way.
Right. Again, I appreciate you so much for coming on here.
No problem. Anytime.
Tune in tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing the what if video, and then actually tomorrow night because Friday I always do my prediction episode. So tomorrow night we actually will be, because it's coming up soon. It'll be my first ever Kentucky basketball video this off season.
All right.
I'll talk a little bit about them.
Well, there's a lot came out today. Yeah, there's some article that came out today that the coaches ranked the best X's and O's coaches, and Mark Pope wasn't on it. And
That's
then
terrible.
You see who's on. Yeah, you see who's on the list. And you're like, what? Northwestern's coach. It's coaches that did the list. Okay. Well, they're friends with one another. So yeah, if everybody saw that on KSR, don't believe that list. It's just, I'm your friend, so I'm gonna put you on there. Northwestern's coach. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, basketball is gonna be fun. We're gonna be good at basketball. We got the most expensive roster.
Yeah. We should be good at basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, look, hey, let's, I'm going to live stream the game on Saturday. If anybody wants to come and watch it, I'm going to start 30 minutes before game time, and we're going to watch it, and whatever happens, happens.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Again, I appreciate you coming in here. I will link all of your stuff here in the description of the video, like I always do. Go check him out. Go watch his live during the game. I will probably be in there because I will not be streaming it myself. But go watch that. I'll be tuning in as well. And thank you so much for tuning in here. A lot to like about this game. Obviously, a lot to not like. But tune in tomorrow and then tune in Friday. I appreciate you coming in here, Tom, for episode 74. Right. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. And as always,
Go Cats.
Go Cats.